Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a new video. Looks a little bit different. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. Yeah, so this is actually currently my mom's studio I'm working on building, and she's looking to do some more COVID-friendly video styles and just some more tutorials for some of the ladies in her sewing group that she does. So, you see this big guy right here? This is my 2011 20-inch iMac that, if I look at the current views on YouTube, let's see what it's at. It'll take a little bit to load here, but I believe it's somewhere around 765 views in 2 months. So thank you guys so much for that. We're at 23 comments, and I comment back to each one of you, so don't forget that. So I thought I would do another video about this computer. Remember, I did get this a couple years ago for around the $350, $400 mark, and it's been nothing but amazing since. So what are we doing today? Well, I thought in the with the scope of all the comments about upgrading the GPU, I thought I would talk a little bit about some of the upgrades I did and show you how I did one of them. So here I have my lovely toolkit from iFixit linked below. I don't believe they make that one anymore, so I'll link their most recent one. And then I have a, I believe this is a terabyte. Yes, this is a terabyte drive. This is an energy efficient one, so this is not something I would actually put in my computer because it runs at a lower RPM, it's slower, more efficient, but not fast for gaming or actually using. This actually came out of an old DVR for a TV for recordings because those never really need to be fast because you're just playing video. So we'll put that out of the way for now. And then of course we have the star of the show, the iMac. So to get into this, first of all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacob Eastup. I do a lot of tech videos, photography, videography, and all sorts of stuff, tutorials, home and yards. And so welcome. If you're new, go ahead and drop a sub to the channel, that'd be amazing, and turn on that bell for notifications. Comment down below you want to see an upcoming video, and let's get into today's video. Roll that intro. Okay, so right off the bat, I've talked a little bit in the previous video about how easily accessible the internals of this computer are, and so right off the bat we're just going to take off this front display. This is very dirty, so we're just going to ignore that though and put that to the side. Now, you will see the scratch here most likely. That actually happened when I took this off a couple days ago when I was working on a different project, and that did scratch. That didn't hurt any of the actual display itself, but it is a very obvious scratch. So now we have, if your machine has all the screws, mine does not, you would have 1, 2, 3, 4. We would have 8 screws which hold the display in. And each one of these, if I remember correctly, is a T-star, I think it's a TR10. Let's see. Yep, the TR10. So we're going to take our lovely TR10 from our iFixit kit right here, and we're going to take out these screws. Again, there would normally be 10 of them, or 8 of them, sorry. But I don't have display out of the computer, and then there's some cables we need to release. First, right up here we have a vertical sync cable that can just pop out just like that, and then we have the display cable and the power cable. And so the display cable is just a flat ribbon cable, and the power, or sorry, 2 more display cables, and then we have the power cable over here that we unplug from the actual motherboard, not the display. And just like that, we have the display out. And again, this is an older machine, so this sticking out weird is bad. Okay, so one thing you do want to be careful about, you can probably see here now is all these fingerprints. So you want to be careful when you're taking out this display to not get it too fingerprinty, if at all possible, because this is pretty hard to clean and you'll have streaks on it forever. Now, I have taken this machine apart an oodle of times, so I don't really worry about that anymore. So now, welcome to the inside of the computer. Now this is where it gets interesting and exciting. So we're going for here, and so we just want to make sure we ignore these cables. I don't recommend unplugging them because they're very fragile, and if you unplug it, you may not get it in again. Fun story, I actually have another motherboard for one of these computers and whole shell because I broke one of the little plugs. So you want to be really careful with all that. So next, we're going to go and unplug our hard drive, which is what we're replacing again with our other drive. So we're going to unplug that. And then I have 1 screw, normally there would be 2, but again, this machine has seen some hard times. Alright, come on. There we go. Another screw. We're going to put that in a separate little spot. Now we can take out the entire hard drive. And this hard drive has some brackets on it. So first of all, yes, this says backup, but this is a terabyte, which again we're replacing with a terabyte. But this one, I believe, is a 7200 RPM. Yes, 7200. And if we look at this new one we're replacing it with, so right on the bottom here, so I'm sorry, I don't know why I picked that one up. We will now go down to the next size, which I believe, yes. Now we're on a TR9. So there were, again, normally be 2 of these little grommets. These go on one side of the drive, and they actually hold it in these little rubber nubbies here to keep it from vibrating and hold it in a lot more securely. So again, there's 2 of these, which would go right here when the drive is sitting in like this, so the bottom of the drive. I'm gonna put that there, and then of course we have the top bracket that holds it in up here at the top. And again, 2 more screws there. And there's that screw. Okay, so here's this drive we're replacing for the sake of this video. And so now we're going to take this one, oriented exactly how this one was in, which was this way. So we want to make sure our SATA connectors, which are these plugs right here. So we have the data connector, which is the bigger one, if I remember correctly. Yes. No, I'm sorry. The big one's the power. And then, so let's just look at this here. This big one right here, this is our power adapter. This is our power, and this is our data. And then we also have jump ports here for diagnostics and all that. So we're going to take it, how it goes in, again, these facing out, and we're going to take our bracket and screw it right here on the top, again, with our TR9 from our iFixit kit. Go and tighten those. You don't want to tighten these too tight because we want them to have a little bit of room to wiggle around and keep all of those vibrations to a minimum. So I want it loose so it can actually wiggle like this a little bit. That's how I know it's not too tight. And then we're going to take our screw. And as I'm looking at this dilapidated board, I'm actually going to put it in the back as opposed to the front because that grommet is doing a little better on the motherboard here. Okay, so now we have our bracket up here and our pin down there. So now we're ready to put it back into the machine. So there's a couple things we want to think about. One, our orientation, which we have made sure it's correct. This flat side where the little edges stick up, that goes towards the back because again the shell is curved. So we're going to put this right in here. We're going to line up that little grommet and set it in. Now we're going to take our one screw, pardon me, and since we put the grommet on that side, as we had before actually, we're going to put the screw on this side just to make sure everything is held up and nice and dandy. Awesome. So now we can just plug in our power connector here and our data connector, and we're in. Normally, again, there would be 2 and 2 grommets, but we don't really care right now. Now, you may be asking, but Jacob, what about a boot drive? Isn't this the boot drive? Well, fantastic question. The answer is actually no. So this is not the boot drive. This is actually a data drive that I have just as a backup because hard drives are great and they're great for mass storage, but they're not amazing for fast speed. I actually have a PC sitting here, you may be hearing a little bit in the background, and it is running on a 2500 RPM drive, I believe it is, and it took about 20 minutes to boot. Again, that is Windows on an older computer, but still, you get the idea. So, I do not boot this machine, as old as it is, off of a hard drive. Again, because it is old, I want to give it all the kudos and all the ability it can to perform well. And so, over here, under this drive, which is the CD, DVD drive, if we unplug it, there from its SATA and from its optical, we can just unplug that bad boy. And we have right here our Samsung solid state drive. Now this is, I believe it is a 780, 790, and it can read and write at around the 345 gig per second. So this is the boot drive. It's a 512, which is plenty big enough for really anything I need to do on this old of a machine. But as again, like I've mentioned 100 times, as it is old, this gives it that little boost of performance that it so desperately needs at this age. that's actually how I would upgrade and how you can upgrade your machine to a new storage drive and one of these. Now, actually, I did not talk about it, but I'll talk about it in another video, how you can actually add another drive, because there is another SATA port on the back of the motherboard. I'll get to that in a different video, but if you want to see that video, be sure to comment down below if you want to see it. First of all, I'm probably going to record it anyway, but and then what you want to see in an upcoming video. So then I know what to make for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and follow me on all the socials. Links are below. I'm posting on all of them as regularly as possible. Right now we are in the 40 days of 40 photos. If depending on when this video goes live, which will probably go live in the next couple of days, maybe a week, as it is the 9th of March right now. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Take it easy, fam. Peace.